It's live now. That's here. Where do I go on the page to see it live? I see the countdown now. I have it on my Facebook. Can you still hear me?
What's up, everybody? Icky's back for some Tuesday tea time. Just loving our time together here. Welcome on. So I know I told you guys last week that I tried to figure out the comment situation that we've got going on, but I did some research, contacted some people, checked out with Ecamm, and found out that actually it's Facebook that won't allow us, because they've got some security measures that they do. And so they won't allow you to do comments or reactions onto my personal Facebook page profile, which is Icky Timey. So this is all the more reason for you all to go over to the One House page at Facebook/One House or Facebook.com/One House. SY or One House SoCal. I think it's One House SoCal. It's up here somewhere, right? One House SoCal. Please go there because I'd love to see your comments. I love us engaging together and connecting and being able to see what you're thinking, questions that you might want to ask some of our people that we're talking with, we're having tea with. So do that. Okay, with that out the way, just letting you know, I can't see your comments immediately and I can't post them up here for people to see if you're commenting on my personal profile page. But go for it and do that. I'll try to keep my eye out. I'll open it here in a second. I'll try to keep an eye out. I'd love to read out some of your comments and some questions. And this has been a fun, past 6 or 7 weeks. We've been doing this since the coronavirus kind of really started amping up. I've loved having been with you guys. I hope you've all been enjoying this and been able to ride along and get some good pleasure out of it like I've been doing. Okay, secondly, we are integrating already with our Facebook page and our YouTube page. So it's time for us to start moving over there because our days on my personal profile page is almost over. It's like literally 2 more times. Next week and the week after, and then it disappears from here onto our One House page and onto our One House YouTube page as well. I've loved doing this, guys. It's been a great way to get out and connect with people and give you guys some positive social media interaction and engagement. So would you please help me out by rolling over there and hanging out and clicking subscribe, notify, like, do all that, and we can stay connected as we move forward. I've got some pretty cool guests actually lined up for the next umpteen weeks, so you're going to want to roll with us. With that said, our YouTube channel, you see the URL here, this long, this is where you'll find our YouTube channel. Exactly. It's so long. We need at least 100 subscribers, and since we've just only started putting out content, we don't have that yet. We're at about 24, 23, 24, 25. I need another 70 of you, 75 of you to go out there and click it right now. So right now we've got, how many of us are on? Like 10 of us are on. There was 15 earlier. That's 10 more than we need. And if you're watching this or you're coming on, please tap on there, subscribe, get us up and over, because this URL is super long and finding us would be really hard to do if we don't change the URL. Once again, we can't change our URL until we've got at least 100 subscribers. Our content has just started pouring in now, so obviously it's going to build, but I'd like for us to change this as soon as possible. My name is Icky, I-K-I. I'm not used to these long names, these long lettered and so on and so forth. Go over there and click it for us, subscribe, and if you want to leave some comments and leave some reactions, go to our Facebook One House page and One House SoCal and like it, subscribe, and let's get rolling. All right, cool. Okay, so here we go. One more thing. I just want to let you know for the next couple weeks who we've got coming on here. Obviously today we've got the most awesome and curious Orville Ortiz, the CFO for the Southern California Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. We're going to be holding a great conversation about baseball and food and Puerto Rico and finances and a down economy and, of course, faith. So you want to hang on there. Next week, we've got the wonderful pleasure and honor of talking with Kevin Olusola, who has a phenomenal story. We're going to talk about passion, the calling, a drive. We're going to talk about faith. You may know him as Kevin from Pentatonics, but he is so much more than that. So we want to get into that. We want to dive into that passion and faith and talk about what this young adult is doing to do some massively cool things in the world around us. Cool? Okay, so on to today. I'm ready to bring on our guy, Senor Orville Ortiz. If you would, let's go ahead and pull him in here. Orville!
What's up, brother? You make me sound very exciting. I like that.
Hey, man, I don't know any Puerto Ricans who aren't exciting, man. So you're right in there, brother.
I'll have to say that's probably true.
Hey, do me a favor. Tell us, what are you drinking today?
All right, man. So in preparation for today, I had to be very selective, and I had to find something that matched the tropical flavor of my country, right?
Nice.
So
yes, you got to rep.
Tasso. I'm gonna show you here on the camera. Tasso.
Boom.
Passion tea, plunged into a paradise of hibiscus, orange peel, rose hips, and passion fruit flavors. So passion fruit is my favorite, one of my favorite beverages. So this fits.
Bro, that sounded like a description into like plunging into a movie or something. That was pretty fantastic. Nice.
Yeah.
How are you liking the flavor? Is it as good as your face says it is, or are you just doing that for the camera?
I like to say that I'm a good actor, but I'm not that good. So it is a good flavor. I'm enjoying it.
Nice. I'm sipping on some today, some classic H2O, baby. H2O.
Oh, that's good. That's healthy.
Yeah. It's hitting the
keeps
spot.
you energized.
Now, you're literally downstairs.
Yes, we are practicing social distancing.
Because your office is right under mine, by the way. So I want to apologize now. I know how it gets up in here and it gets crazy with all these young people coming in and out. And my bad, bro.
Lucky for you that when I get focused, I don't hear a thing, so it's okay.
Right on.
Yeah,
I'm making more noise because I'm hoping that you could help me get into a better office one of these days.
I'm working on it for you.
Sweet. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to ask you a question, and then I'm going to go ahead and pull up our Facebook stream. For those of you guys who are watching on, we're with the great Orville Ortiz, our awesome CFO here at the SCC. We're going to talk about a ton of great things, and I'm going to start by asking Orville, what's your professional official title, my bro, and what does that mean you do every day? Because, like, for instance, if you're happen to be at one of our churches or something like that, and we don't get to see you in action doing your thing. So tell us what it is what's your title, and what do you do every day? Like, what keeps you grinding away? Let the people know, man, why you're doing
Yeah.
that. I'm going to be signing on to Facebook, so don't mind me.
Okay. Yeah. So, the Adventist church, this position used to be just called treasurer, but the church, has evolved over the years, and a lot of people who did not understand the church structure, when they heard the word treasurer, they didn't really know what that meant. So a number of years ago, the North American division took an action to have this position called treasurer slash CFO, so that way people outside of the Adventist world would understand better, the role that this particular position played. So you can say treasurer, chief financial officer. So with that terminology, the responsibilities, for this position is basically making sure that there's proper planning of the fiscal aspect and all business-related items of the church. You have the president and the conference secretary and the vice president who deal a lot with, the ministers, the spirituality, the programming of the conference, and then this position takes care of, so to speak, like be the wheels behind all of that. To make sure that all the proper monies are allocated, to the different programming ministries, departments that we have for the conference. So that's in a nutshell, that's kind of the role of the position.
Now tell us tell us exactly what do you do practically every day? Like, do you come in
Yeah.
and then you just like sit around and drink your cool mug?
You
By the
want
way, Chona posted that.
the
She said that's your
best
favorite
spots in the
mug.
world? Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
And
so
you know,
let's we have seasons, so to speak. So the seasons go like this. When it comes towards the end of the year, you begin to see how the entire operation flow for that specific year. So I'll say 19, right? So as we're closing 19, I start looking at the giving patterns of the members, see how the tithe flowed in, the offerings, and then you begin to make preparation and plans for 2020, right? So
right.
preparing budget. So we start seeing about our personnel. How many teachers are we going to have? How many pastors are we going to have in the field? How many personnel we're going to have in the office? How to properly staff that? And then the monies that drives that. Then we also look at the evangelism programs that we have for the conference. We look at the scholarship programs. We look at the ethnic ministries that we have. We look at the region ministries. We look at the youth departments, youth and adult. We look at communications. We look at, let's see, what else we have,
Hey,
HR,
don't look
human,
too close at the young adult stuff, man. Just glance at it and keep moving, bro.
yeah, human resources. So we basically look at every detail of everything that we do, and then, do we have sufficient funding for that? So that's
Right.
that's what we're planning. Then the year begins, and then after the year begins, then you work on all the year end stuff for the taxes, for the government, also financial statements for our committees.
Mm-hmm.
We have executive committee, a budget and finance committee. Then after we move past that season, then we have quarterly reports that we do for the organization, for executive committee, budget and finance committee. Then we also have the seasons of cash flow management. So after that, once the budget's rolling, then you get into cash flow management. Is the money coming in? Do we have enough to meet payroll? Do we have enough to send money for evangelism? Do we have enough money to pay all these activities that are happening in the conference?
Mm.
I don't spend a single penny. I just watch it come in and go out, and make sure that it's channeled to the right places.
Right.
On a daily basis, we also take care of. Sometimes we get specific donations for specific reasons. So we have to make sure that when we get those donations, that they are actually used for what we got it for. We channel that as well. And then beyond that, routinely every week, I'm part of a meeting with the other three officers. So we meet every Tuesday to discuss different matters of the conference that range from ministry to legal, to just practical items that we're trying to accomplish as a conference, strategic goals, development, and then finances
How
on a week.
many now being in the CFO, obviously, you've got to worry about every employee that we've got across Southern California, which ranges in the hundreds. I mean, maybe between 400 or 500, maybe more.
Yeah. So we have about I would say 300 full-time employees, and then we have what we call seasonal and also locally funded employees. So
Yeah.
when you add all that up, our payroll is in excess of 800 at its peak.
How many do you have working in your office directly under you?
Yeah. So I oversee, when I use a phrase, I oversee the area of asset management. So we have a director there who works with me, and then he has two assistants part-time that make a full-time person. Then we have the auditing department who also associates with the treasurer's office, and then he has another assistant. And then directly what we call the treasury team, which is managing the cash aspect of the business, we have two people who function in payroll, and then we have three people who function in what we call the general ledger,
Ooh,
depositing, paying checks, and then I have a person, an associate treasurer, who oversees those three people. So she's making sure that she's checking with the bank, making sure that everything, it's all the tasks are flowing on a daily basis. Then I have my assistant who helps me, keep the treasurer's office moving, responding to the needs of the field or the office. And then we have an IT director who then helps, the entire office, with technology.
wow.
So,
Would you say probably 12 to 14? Is that?
yeah, then we have the ABC. I forgot the ABC manager also works with me. In
Adventist
the
Book
manager
Center, for
runs it,
those of you
but
who've
they
never heard of
counsel
this
with me.
place.
That again?
I was making a note for my friends out there who aren't very familiar with the Adventists. That's
Oh
the
yeah, yeah.
Adventist
Thank
Book
you. Yeah,
Center,
perfect.
where
The
we
story.
sell books and food and stuff like that. Veggie food. Um,
Yes.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, I thought that's important for people to know because they don't see the actual process and the work and all the people pouring into that, right? Like both for most people that are working in the field, you don't recognize the hard work that's being grinded like every day. Like for instance, most of us are now working from home. Most churches, if you're a minister or leader, you're doing it from home. You've got to find ways to do it from your own space. But you guys actually come in on a regular basis because you can't just do that kind of stuff. Like more love for you guys and ups because you're not just dealing with your 300 or 400 employees, full time, part time. You're also dealing with like mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters,
Right.
families, keeping people fed through this difficult time. The COVID has got a lot of individuals feeling insecure about situations, and so that's got to be grinding at you, man. Real quick, go ahead and tell us who your favorite employee is who works under you. Nah, just playing. I'm about to get you some hate mail, bruh.
It's called all of them.
Yeah, all of them. Yeah, nice. That's a good fatherly answer. All of them. Yeah.
All of
Welcome on,
them.
everybody. If you're just catching up with us, we are hanging out with Orville Ortiz. He is our CFO for the Southern California Conference, doing some good things. He's working on innovation. And if you haven't yet, please go sign up on our YouTube page. We'll pull up that URL that's got like 1,000 digits in it a little bit later. The sooner all of you guys can sign up in there, the sooner we can get a short URL, which would make me very happy. So do that, and also sign up into our Facebook page because in 2 weeks we're coming off of my personal page. But I love engaging with all of you, so keep it bringing. All right. Hey, we're gonna. By the way, if you hear me referring to Orville as I tend to call him that, so don't confuse that. That's no one else. That's Orville
Yeah, that's
Ortiz.
that's that's our thing.
That's really cool that you got
I'm
an
cool
O
with
for
that.
both your first and your last name, bro.
Yeah. Double O.
Double O, double O. So we're gonna play a little game, Orville. Are you ready? It's called
I'm
Love
ready for
One,
the
Leave
game.
One.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's go. Okay. The timer's at 1.5 minutes. So here's a pro tip.
Okay.
Don't waste a lot of time on figuring out which one you like. You just got to go on your first response, what's first
Okay.
coming to
First,
you. That way you can move straight through the list. All right.
we'll do
I'm
it.
I'm gonna start our timer and then I'm gonna start shooting us through these questions.
Okay.
Orville Ortiz, are you ready?
I am ready. Let's go. Let's do
All
it.
right, let's do this. Love one, leave one. You want to keep one, and one has to go. Here we go.
Okay.
Love one, leave one. California or Texas?
California.
Ooh, suit or shorts?
Shorts.
Savory or sweet?
Savory.
Slow jam or pump up jam?
Depends on the mood, but I'll go with pump up the jam.
Okay, all right. Baseball or basketball?
Baseball.
Boo.
I love both. Baseball.
Derek Jeter or Clayton Kershaw?
Clayton Kershaw. I gotta go with my man.
Nice,
What's
nice,
your
nice.
fan?
That was a
Yeah.
tough one. Trader Joe's or Amazon?
Oh man, that's a tough one. I say Trader Joe's.
Yee.
I
Costco
like
or Target?
Costco.
Jogging or nap? Or napping?
I like exercise, jogging.
All right. Transformers or He-Man?
Transformers.
Some of you are like, what's He-Man? That means you're millennial or younger.
Yeah, you're not old enough to know. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not old enough to know who He-Man is. Go ahead and Google it. You'll find him. He's a buff-looking
Yeah.
guy with blonde hair. Marvel or DC?
Ooh, hang on. I always get this confused. Is Marvel the one that has Batman?
No, that's DC.
Then DC.
Okay. Final question. Kobe or Michael Jordan?
Kobe, Laker fan.
All right, my man. I hope you guys jumped in there and gave your answers as well.
Yeah.
I think you did pretty good there, Orville. That's not too bad. Not too bad,
Yeah.
my bro.
But you didn't make me work too hard on that for some reason.
I thought it was going to be much harder for you, but you seem
Yeah.
to be pretty good at making these decisions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
As a senior treasurer or as a CFO, are you rich like other CFOs are for other companies?
Hang on. Let me do this. I'm sorry. What did you say?